This is H. Siftak back with another knife review. I'm doing a more detailed review of this Higo Kami knife because one of my subscribers requested an update video to whether or not this knife is held up. Just for a recap, I want to let you know I don't remember exactly what I said in the first video. It was an unboxing. Hopefully you kind of got an idea of what this knife is. If you've never seen a Higo Kami knife, it's a Japanese style knife. Really old style. Basically they were made as a friction folder so that you could open them up with one hand. You have this tang up at the top so that you could use your thumb to basically open up the knife with one hand. This one is got a slight modern take on that design because it has a liner lock. The originals did not have the liner lock, and I've even seen them made with a pocket clip. But I really think that once you add the pocket clip, you are destroying the style of the Higo Kami knife, because the Higo Kami knife was made to just, you know, fit in your pocket, be cheap as possible. The liner lock, I don't feel destroys the style of the knife. Usually you would have to hold the tang up here at the top to keep the blade from folding. I wouldn't find that that would be very comfortable, and the liner lock is a safety feature, and as you know, I always preach safety in my videos. So with the liner lock, the reason why I don't think it destroys the style, because is you can't really see it. You know, it's well hidden inside the knife. You'd have to flip the knife over here to actually see the liner lock. They did a good job of hiding that. If that would protrude out, then my opinion would change. But the way they did this was good. Like I said, I've seen them make it with the pocket clip. I don't like the pocket clip. To stay more, you know, close to the original style. I think the liner lock is an upgrade though, and this Wharncliffe blade with the swedge on it was one of the reasons what really drew me to get one of these. The blade here, if the camera can zoom in, it's okay for you to talk. I just want to make sure that
now it's 52.
Okay, you can see it now.
Yes.
Alright, so that was a huge waste of time to get that camera to focus, and I apologize about that. But let's talk back with this knife. It does have a lanyard hole. I went ahead and attached a leather lanyard to it. It has the carbon fiber scales. This is a laminate on top of G10 carbon fiber. It does look nice, especially in the sunlight. I'm inside and I'm under light bulbs, but it does look pretty nice. Well done, blackened screws. It has steel liners. It has jimping up here at the top where your thumb can rest. You can grab a little more of a purchase up here. The blade sharpened up nicely. It's still sharp. I have cut a few things with it, not a whole lot. But it performed all of the tasks that I needed it to do well. No heavy use though. One thing I do want to mention about this knife, it had perfect blade centering, and hopefully you can get an idea of the thickness of that blade. It's pretty good, and it narrows down to a very needle-like tip. So that's really nice. The opening of one hand takes a little bit of practice. You kind of have to hold the knife here. You push with your thumb. I can get it most all the way, and then I come around with another finger and I push it. It clicks solid. There's no play in this blade, left or right, side to side, or up and down. There's no blade play at all, which is superbly made. I have no qualms about the liner lock, the fit and finish. The carbon fiber is real nice. The blade grind is just perfectly symmetrical. The blade itself and the knife has an overall aesthetically pleasing look to it. It's not real heavy, even though it has the steel liners. I don't, you know, that I haven't put it on a scale, but it's not real heavy. It's a light knife. It's very thin, and I would call it somewhat of an everyday carry. I wouldn't mind putting it in a back pocket. I wasn't real crazy. This was the downside to this knife. I wasn't real crazy about sliding it into my pocket. I like to slide it in this way because then I can grab the lanyard. But with this knife, you have this protruding tang, and that means that it would dig into your pocket down there and possibly cause a hole. So I was always sliding it in this way, and that makes the lanyard basically just for looks, because now it's going to be sitting up in the pocket like this. But I have found that over the week that my pockets are kind of big and the knife would slide this way, and now you have this thing kind of jabbing to the right or to the left, and I wasn't crazy about that. If I put it beside my wallet, you know, something that could keep it straight up in my back pocket, it did really well as a back pocket knife. So that's why I wouldn't necessarily carry this all the time for my everyday carry. I do like the knife, and it is it's a good representation of the Japanese Higo Kami style. The price point, I believe, was $40 off of Amazon when I bought it, maybe a couple months ago or so. But if you are not into Japanese style things, you know, you see that some of the toys from Japan, you see some of their favorite candies, this Pocky, I highly recommend it. If you've never tried it, you should. You can get it at your local Walmart. Very good candy, and you know, they have a different style of culture, and I like seeing different products from different cultures, and especially knives and toys and things like that, and different things from the other countries. But let me also show you a downside to this knife here. A person that I would recommend, if you really like Japanese stuff and you want to add something to your collection from a different country, I highly recommend picking up the Higo Kami knife, just for the history of it, just for the Seki Japan, and you know, it's definitely a usable knife. The only knocks I had against it was that fitting in the front pocket can be a little cumbersome with that tang. I would recommend putting it in your back pocket, maybe near your wallet. For a female, they could put it in their purse, no problem. It's well made and well worth the money. But let me show you what I carry normally on an everyday basis, and this knife fights is in competition for that same pocket space. And here is a Benchmade Griptilian clone. It's a clone of a Benchmade Griptilian, so it's not going to cost as much as the Benchmade is. But it's one hand opening, also has a nice wood handle, and it has the axis lock, which I assume, and most likely am correct, that the axis lock is stronger. Not that I need a stronger lock than a liner lock, but it's just a fact that it probably is. And fits really good in the hand. We're talking about the same, almost the same blade length here. Maybe this with the Griptilian is a little bit thicker. Steel liners, wood handle, lanyard hole, and it also has a pocket clip. But it's okay to have a pocket clip on this one because it's not copying an old style. It's copying a new style. And so it's really hard for me to want to carry an old style when the new styles are around the same price point. And there's a reason that some of the modern things are better. Here's an example of the same G10 laminate on top of the carbon fiber laminate on top of the G10 handles. We see another rendition of this by a different company. This one also has the lanyard hole, the steel liners, one-hand opening, axis lock, and milled out liners. And in fact, I would go as far as saying that this clone it's trying to copy a Benchmade Griptilian is actually better than the actual Benchmade Griptilian. For one, it costs about 3 times less the money, and it's stronger. It has steel liners, where the real one that it's copying from does not have steel liners. It only has a plastic handle. So I definitely would, if I would rather buy 3 of these than one Benchmade Griptilian. I'm not saying Benchmade's isn't a great company or doesn't produce good products, but when it comes to the Griptilian line, I think that this company is producing a better one. But it doesn't come with a warranty, so that is a downside to these knives. But I also want to show you real quick, if I was going to go with an old style, this one is not one-hand opening. It would be very difficult to open this one hand. But this is a Great Eastern Cutlery, American-made pocket knife in the traditional style. It's a slip joint, and it's got a half stop, and then it's got a very strong spring. Even though it does not have a lock, it has a very strong spring action. It comes with 1095 high carbon steel, and it sharpens up really nice. Can you flip the lights off over there? And I'll show one of the nice things about this knife is that it glows in the dark. It also has a lanyard hole, and I attached a leather lanyard to it just so it's easy to pull out of the pocket. Hopefully the camera can show some of that glowness to it. Do you see anything?
Yeah.
Okay, let's turn the light back on. Thank you. There's no play in the blade side to side or up or down really. I mean, when it's in its open position, it's well made and it's very light. One thing I love about this one versus this one is that when it's in your pocket, you don't have this tang sticking up. I bought this knife because it had the tang, but it's like I said, it carries better in a back pocket. Now this one is cheaper, probably around the $40 mark, and it can easily be opened one hand and closed one hand. I do really like the knife. This one here is two-handed opening, but it's about the same blade length. This one here is probably a $50, maybe $60 knife, and both knives are worth what they're asking for them, but for different purposes. Now this one will slide into your pocket very easily and can be pulled out by the lanyard. So if I was just looking for a good knife to carry every single day, I would probably go, if I wanted a traditional old style knife, American, from the American country, I would go with a Great Eastern Cutlery Bullnose, model 71. If I wanted to carry something Japanese flavored, I would carry the Higo Kami knife, and with the modernized liner lock. I don't think you could go wrong, but it's probably relegated to the back pocket. And then if I wanted a modern folder, one of my highest picks right now would be the Ganzo Griptilian clone. It is got the pocket clip, the lanyard hole, stainless steel liners, and the axis lock. Very very nice knife, and as you can see, it's perfectly centered. This knife has no blade play up or down, side to side, like a bank fold. They make them in different variations. I had to get the wood also because I really like the wood. Well, anyway, I've went over the time frame that I really wanted to do with this video. Hopefully you got something out of this. Hopefully if you decide to buy one of these, that you agree with some of my observations, or at least maybe it can help you determine whether you want to buy one or not. I don't think you could go wrong with buying one of these, but I do feel that it's relegated to a smaller portion of the population who really appreciate the Japanese style. Thanks for your questions. Thanks for your comments. Subscribe if you like the video. We'll try to get more video reviews up soon of different knives, and any questions posted on my channel, I promise to try to answer those and keep the videos coming. So until then, I'll talk to you later. Safety first. Bye.